What's your Tyler's back with the retro reviews here on Tyler's Retro Reviews with WWF Judgment 2000, and that's the last May review we're going to talk about. Because we're into June, and you obviously heard what next week's review will be. And there's that. May 21st at the Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. So we went down with Backlash to Judgment Day, basically. Basically, we'll get to most of that. But anyways, because you guys know what the June reviews will be. Next week will be, spoilers, Slammiversary 2006. Then the week after that will be Great American Bash 2000. And the week after that will be the next WWF pay-per-view we're talking about in 2000. It's King of the Ring, obviously. And then the last one for June will be ECW Heat Wave. So, 1998, that is. But anyways, let's get on to this. Let's get on to this. So, yeah. With a 6-man tag team match. Too Cool, there's Rikishi, Sky Too Hottie, and Grandmaster Sexay defeats Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle in a pretty fun opening 6-man tag match. And yeah, nothing. It was a hot start to begin this event. So yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. Fun match. And yeah, next up is for the WWF European Championship. Eddie Guerrero defeats Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn to retain the European Championship. The Radicals at this point were not a thing anymore until like in the fall, that is. Yeah, it was a solid European Championship match. No, the ISL is like 4 on the card. So yeah, Eddie and China are a thing, and yeah, I give a 6.5 out of 10. I never get a no holds barred Falls County match between Shane McMahon and the Big Show. This started when Big Show wanted to be entertaining, and then Shane said Big Show disappointed him because he was the first man eliminated in the 4-way match at WrestleMania. And the whole which way to go? Which way to go? Started the Shane shovel thing, and this was a way to write Big Show out, not to go to OVW. No. That will be in August. This happened to for something. I don't know. But that Shane wins by a bunch of interferences, and this is not the famous match is the year later at Backlash where Shane, jumped off the big set in that last man standing match, but still. So a fun Falls County War match. And there's that. A 6 out of 10, I'll give it. Then I get a submission match for the Intercontinental Championship. Chris Benoit defeats Chris Jericho to retain the Intercontinental Championship. In the build to this, Jericho did defeat Benoit for the SSL. Then he had to defend it 3 times, and then the third one was when he lost it to Benoit. But then the rematch happened here at Judgment Day for the Intercontinental Championship and a submission match. I say, a damn good submission match, and And yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. There's that. Then we get a tag team tables match between, next up, DX defeats the, that's Road Dogg and X-Pac defeats the Dudleys. This continuing to King of the Ring in that table dumpster match. We'll get to that next month. And yeah. It was fine, Yeah, it's the weakest match of the card. I get a 5 out of 10. By the way, Gio Briscoe was the hardcore champion going into the show. The 24/7 ruling, and he gets beat up by the headbangers, and he ran away. He went into the referee's dressing room, and then beat up. Uh, People were trying to deliver food to the crowd, or like the concession people, rather. Hilarious. But we don't know what's going to happen the next month, and oh god. Anyways, then we get the main event, a 60-minute Iron Man match for the WWF Championship with Shawn Michaels serving as the guest referee. Triple H defeats The Rock 6-5 to get back the WWF Championship. We went from, what happened at WrestleMania where Vince turned on The Rock, and then Rock got the belt at Backlash, and this is the rematch here. The rubber match, rather. Shawn becomes the guest referee. Unlike the go home Raw before this. Anyways, still a fantastic Iron Man match. The end, DX gets involved, the McMahon gets involved also. Then there's these vignettes, and it was painfully obvious that it was the Undertaker, but he came back as the first time we saw the American Badass. There were teases. Like, in 99, Undertaker was shipping away from his dark persona into the biker character, He comes out with a fucking motorcycle. The crowd went nuts. He goes after everyone. He beat up X-Pac. He beat up Road Dogg. He punched Vince in the face just like Survivor Series 03. Shane, it was crazy as hell. Then choke slams Triple H and Tombstone, but then Shawn Michaels calls for the bell for the disqualification because Undertaker got involved. So Triple H won back the title like that. In a way, it kind of protect The Rock, but then again, he will get the belt back the following month at King of the Ring. More on that when I get to King of the Ring. But still, best match tonight, a 10 out of 10, Great match. Still. And yeah, Judgment 2000, overall, it was a solid show. And yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10 for that. So yeah, like I said before, next week will be TNA Slammiversary 2006. Yeah, 2006. So we're going to talk about this one next week. I will talk about the 10 Wars Money to Bank winners, so I'll do like a Money to Bank like thing. You're going to see something with the hardcore title around here. So you'll probably understand why there was no hardcore 24/7 shenanigans this past Wednesday, but you'll probably understand why by Saturday. And again, after Money in the Bank, you'll get the Raw and SmackDown really back. So, and there's that. And the next dumpster fire on the main. Still don't even on the main show, by the way. Next dumpster fire. I gotta talk about Heroes of Wrestling. You probably understand why I'm not reviewing it. Only talk about it in the dumpster fire as well. You understand. And there's that. And also the upside also with Kevin Hart on the main channel also. So there's those. Like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel here, click the notification bell. As well as my main channel also. So you will see more of that in there. Bye bye.